Alrighty guys, so today we're going to be talking about if you should bedline your truck. So with anything, there's going to be pros and cons. With bedlining your truck, there's actually probably more pros than there are cons to it, but there still are some things that you're going to want to be aware of if you're going to bedline your truck. So pretty much pros of bedlining your truck like I did is the first one would be the cost of it. So it probably cost me about $750 to do the entire truck. So a truck my size, you can probably imagine that it would cost about $750. So what I use for a product, in case any of you guys are wondering, is the SEM, S-E-M rocket liner, and it's tintable. So you can get it in any color. So you just go down to like your local like auto parts store, not like really an auto parts store, but an auto supplier store, like for auto body shops and stuff, and they can tint the bed liner any color that you want if they carry this product. So, and there's other tintable bed liners out there also, but this is just the one that I use, so that's what I'm going to use as an example. But $750 probably to paint this truck, it'd be more expensive than that. Actually, I know that it'd be more expensive than that. And keep in mind, I did do this job by myself. I didn't bring it to a different shop to do it. I did it all myself, so that's some cost savings there. But if you can do it yourself and you use this product, it is much cheaper than painting the truck, and it's also more durable, which is the second pro. So obviously, bed liner, it's probably one of the things that you're going to do if you want durability. I've seen people just bedline the bottom portion of their truck, which I really kind of don't like, just to protect against like rock chips and stuff. But this way, you're going to be protecting, if you go off-road with your truck, you're going to be protecting against like sticks and trees. So like if you're going down like a narrow trail, because this truck doesn't really fit down a whole lot of trails, honestly, without scraping trees down the whole entire side of it. And when this truck was painted before, there were so many scratches in the clear coat that like down the whole truck, and you could see it, and it looked good from like a little bit far away, but once you got right up on it, you could see there was scratches down the entire side of the truck. And with this, that doesn't happen, pretty much because, you know, it's just a tougher material and there's no clear coat on top of it. I'm sure you could put a clear coat over it. I wouldn't recommend doing that, just for, you know, obvious reasons. It's not going to really want to stick to this too well, and I don't recommend sanding this to put a clear coat over it or anything like that. Just spray it on and leave it how it is, because it kind of has a little bit of a sheen to it anyway. Obviously you can't see yourself in it like you can in like regular paint or like, you know, regular paint. So, but it does have a little bit of a shine to it, which is nice, which is pretty good. It's not just like a flat color, which would suck. I don't think I'd like it as much if it was just a flat color. All right, so another con to this is with it, this is kind of a, all right, what happens, I'll show you guys actually. This stuff is pretty thick when you put it on. You got to put like 4 or so coats of this stuff on the truck. So it actually ends up getting pretty thick, and I have a sample of that right here. So this is about the thickness of it. It's like thicker than a quarter, like it's pretty thick stuff. So what that's going to do is make it so that all of your seams, and you can see I have a chip here from opening the door, it's going to make your seams closer together. Not by a crazy amount, but if you are kind of flexing a little bit, it is going to chip on the edges of your doors. Over on this door is a better example of that. I got a pretty good chip down here, but the good thing is you can just put a little bit of the bed liner on like a brush or something, and you can touch that up pretty easily, and nobody will ever know because it already has the texture to it. So I mean, it's kind of a con. Really, you might or may not have that problem, and it's not a big enough con for me to say don't bedline your truck, because I think that it's freaking awesome. Because another pro to it is that it's unique as hell. I do not see any other trucks driving around my town or anywhere else that somebody bedlined the entire truck. So it's definitely gonna have, if you bring it to like a car show or something, you're probably gonna have people around it looking at it wondering what the hell it is, if they don't know any better, which a lot of people honestly don't know any better. So It's a pretty cool thing. Also, I did a video on how to put decals on bed liner. So if you want to, you can watch that video. Just type in like how to put decals on bed liner, and it should pop right up. But there's a trick to getting these on here and getting them to stay on here. Since it's not like regular paint, you can't just slap a sticker on because it won't stick. So there's a trick to this, but you can still do it. So, and actually it ends up getting textured too, like the bed liner, which is pretty sick after you use my method. So, all right, this is pretty much just a con to the product that I used, but it is very, so you can see this is my gas door, and so fuel dripped out of it, okay, when I was filling, and it leaves a mark, but I'm sure that I could probably get that off with like a magic eraser or something. But that's just something to keep in mind if you do use this specific product, that it kind of eats right into the bed liner, because it's like, you guys saw the sample piece that I had. It's like kind of like a rubbery, like it's still like super hard, you know, like it's not like rubberized undercoating, but it is, I don't know the exact word for it, but it can get eaten away, kind of just like paint. I used to have stains in the paint and everything too, but just something to keep in mind, that that'll probably still happen to you. So another pro here is trying to keep it clean. So this is kind of a pro and a con. Keeping it clean, it's all right. So I went mudding with this the other day, and I posted a video of cleaning this thing. Basically, since it's so bumpy, all the dirt kind of gets into all the little bumps. You can see I actually missed a spot right there. You guys probably can't even see it on the camera, but I can see it in person. So the mud really gets in there, and you kind of have to scrub it pretty good to get it all out of all the little nooks and crannies. Probably took me like an hour and a half to clean this whole truck, which is actually not just the exterior, it's underneath everything in here also, which is too dark to see. But it's just, I think you should bed line your truck? I do. I think it's freaking awesome. It's more durable. And I've had this on here for about a month and a half or so. So I don't know exactly how it's gonna hold up over time, like a period of many years. But with it being bed liner, because the thing is, it could crack if it gets like, I don't know, it could crack. Like paint is not gonna crack. I feel like this stuff, since it's so thick, that it could crack. So we'll have to see about that, but it's held up pretty good so far over the last month and a half that I've had it on here. And actually, you know what? Another pro to this is that it's easier to actually prep panels to be bed lined than it is to prep them to be painted. So when you're painting, you need to be super, and obviously I did not paint this car. This is my daily driver. But when you're painting a car, you need to be super like conscious about little imperfections. Everything needs to be filled, like sanded multiple times over, and it just takes a lot longer to prep a car for paint. To sand this, or to prep this to be bed lined, all you have to do is take 180 grit sandpaper for the product that I use, the SEM Rocket Liner. 180 grit sandpaper, sand everything down with that, and you're good to go. Just blow it off and you're good to go. So it's actually like you don't need to strip paint or nothing like that to put this stuff on. You can put it right over existing paint, just sand it down with 180 grit, and really little imperfections, you're not gonna see them. Like I do have a dent right here, didn't even bother to fill it. You guys can kind of see it, but it doesn't really even matter. It kind of fills in stuff like that. So, I mean, obviously if you have a big dent, I'd fill it, but you don't really have to worry about that. Oh, another pro, I'm kind of thinking of stuff as I go here, is, so I didn't take all of this out, all this rubber, when I painted it. I kind of just masked it off. So I got some overspray on these pieces here. And the good thing about it is you can slip a razor blade right in between here. So you can see there's the original color. You can slip a razor blade right in there, cut it, and peel it off. So like when it's still kind of, you could probably peel it off now too actually, but when it's still probably like a day old, it's super easy that if you got overspray on something, you can easily fix it up just by peeling it off. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. Should you bedline your truck? Yes, you should. And if you want to see my videos of actually how we prepped it, how we painted it, because all of that stuff is on my channel, make sure to go ahead, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching.